this morning. If there's a story, if there's something from your neck of the woods, just let us know. Let us know what's going on, and we'll talk about it here. We are grateful that you're with us this morning, and that's where we are. Also, Projo, just a heads up, when it comes to the chat is not on today. It says we're offline. Keeping you posted.
It should be going.
And I can't hear you if I don't have any ability to hear anybody. You're going to have to motion me until we take our first break so that I don't have that issue in the ear. As you know, let's see. Maybe we're back on track here. Testing.
Not yet.
Okay, we're not back there. All right. You just let me know. I appreciate it. Okay. Here we go, guys. Cardinals had a chance to sweep the Dodgers. It didn't happen, but that's A-okay. They took 2 or 3 games, and I think most of us going into this series would have said, we'll take the Cardinals. We'll take the Cardinals if they were to get 2 out of 3 wins, and that's exactly what they got. That was big against the Dodgers, who we know have quite the team, and Cardinals taking care of business. Take 2 or 3. They lose yesterday, 7-3 to the Dodgers, but that's all right. They are now 4 games behind the Chicago Cubs, who thankfully lost 2 out of 3 to Detroit. Cardinals have been 5-5 in their last 10. You could be better, a little bit better than that. But at least they're only 4 games back. And on top of that, they are 7 games over 500. They'll host the Blue Jays starting tonight for a 3-game series. And the good thing is that we know that the weather should be nice. We'll get talking about the weather, too, coming up. The Battlehawks, a different story. They lost for the second straight year in the semifinal championship game. They lose to the DC Defenders 36-18. Once again, 36-18. Bummer for the St. Louis fan base, because for the second straight year, they could have played in the championship game in St. Louis, where the best fans have been. And when I say best, I mean the fans who are supporting their team more than anybody. So it's a shame they could not get it done. I hope this league is back next year. I really do. But I don't know. I mean, you look at attendance numbers from around the league, and it was not good. I'm just being straight up honest. You just hope that there's a way somehow that they could make this happen. They've got a good team. They got a good coach. Anthony Beck was apologizing to the fans for not getting the job done. But at least we have some football in St. Louis. Just to be honest, as good as the attendance is, it fell off. It dropped off. I like the product. I like what they have in St. Louis. I like football. I wish our town had football. We've been through this talk a million times here. It is what it is. As I was told, the NFL was going to give St. Louis a look again. Asked if St. Louis would be interested in an NFL team again. When the lawsuit for Stan Kroenke illegally taking the Rams out of town was going on, or they were pending negotiations. I was told St. Louis money people said there's not an, quote, appetite for football in St. Louis now. And of course, guess what was going on? Putting together St. Louis City SC. We got soccer instead. Or we solidified soccer and we didn't want to deal with the NFL. Now, St. Louis will never have an NFL team again. And here we are. If you're joining the chat today, I can't see it, so don't think that I'm not paying attention to you. We appreciate it if you're jumping in. Maybe after our 6:20 break, we'll be able to get that chat back up and running, or at least I can be shown what I am doing right or wrong. We'll see how that goes. It is Monday. It's June 9th. We're glad you're with us. This is the Lou Information Station, live and on demand. at luinfo.com. You can check out all of the shows that we have throughout the day. And of course, join our show. Let's talk. We love it. We get up early. We have our coffee. We watch the sunrise, at least this morning, and we talk to you about what's happening in your neck of the wood, what's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. When it comes to news and news-making stories, this time of year, usually it can be a little down. It can be just a little down. And that's why we're always like, okay, let us know, because we don't know everything. Certainly we don't know everything. I mean, Projo acts like he knows everything, but,
I do.
Dealing with Projo, my gosh, that's craziness.
The ego on that guy.
How are you doing today, my friend? All good?
I'm good.
All right.
Cannot complain.
All right. We appreciate that. Glad you guys are with us. Okay. Battlehawks lose second straight year in the semifinals. It's a bummer. It is what it is. Oh, well, we move on. People in St. Louis, we talk about the NBA. Of course, Jason Tatum hurt his foot, ankle, specifically Achilles. He was not playing. NBA, St. Louis loves the NBA. I think St. Louis would do great. I really do. If they had an NBA team, that's a whole nother thing. But we are watching Oklahoma City last night beats Indiana. Final score there, 123-107. That series is now tied at 1 game apiece. That series heads back to Indiana for game 3. And how much you want to bet we see Caitlin Clark all over the NBA finals? Yeah, they're smart. If they get her a courtside seat somehow, some way, she's been injured, and have her support the, I don't know what the ratings are. I love it when they do ratings, and I love it when they break it down by city, how St. Louis would be watching, because I have a feeling the ratings would be pretty good in St. Louis. I do. Could be wrong, but I do. You've also got Florida hosting Edmonton in the NHL finals tonight. That also a game 3. Matthew Tkachuk, St. Louis's own, and crew from Florida pulled off game 2 in Edmonton, so they come back to Florida for 2 more. Game 3 set for tonight at 7 p.m. Also, want to give out some shout-outs to some local area teams. O'Fallon on the Illinois side wins their 3rd state soccer championship in 5 years. Congratulations to those young women. Koryazu in St. Louis wins another state championship behind their superstar soccer player, arguably one of the best in America. We've talked about her, profiled her last week. Also, Columbia, Illinois girls get a soccer state championship as well. So lots happening in the St. Louis area when it comes to our girls soccer. I mean, just fantastic in the St. Louis metropolitan area, at least. Weather expected to be a little bit more mild this week. Into the 80s, Projo, my friend. No real rain expected until the end of the week, maybe. Thank God. I mean, this whole weekend, you want to talk about what people are talking about in St. Louis? It's the weather. It really is. The weather is trending. The storms were trending yesterday. It's like, oh my God, here we go again. We're going to get smashed again. And we didn't. There was rain that came through last night, but I think it went north. I think it went north of us. We didn't get any drops where we were throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area.
And I live up north, the northern part of the metro area, and we didn't get a whole lot either.
A whole lot or any?
A whole lot. We did get some.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Rain again. I was doing a walk on Saturday morning at this place. It's in the St. Charles County area. And you see the creeks just flooded with water rushing. I mean, it looks like you had a rafter go rafting through Colorado with all the water that had been coming through. I wonder how farmers are doing with all the water. And, but you know what? I mean, things do seem greener. I'm just saying, we've had so much water. You put a little sun on that, things are growing. You'll see it greener. At least you're not having to keep the sprinkler system on. If you have one of those at your home, you're not having to worry about that as much. I mean, your yard should be good for the summer. Put some of that St. Louis sun, humidity, and heat on it, and we'll see where it goes. Glad you guys are with us, though. Hey, please like, subscribe, share the show. Check us out on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also catch us streaming on X at Arch City Now. It's going to take us, I believe, 30 days to be streaming on TikTok and a little longer on Facebook. That's what Projo's been giving us the updates, right?
60 days on Facebook.
Is that just because they don't like? Is that pretty much because they don't like us?
I have no idea. I that was the first time I've ever seen that long of a grace period.
Interesting. Yeah, me too. I'd never seen anything like that. So if you guys have story ideas, let us know. You can jump in on the chat line on YouTube, Arch City Now, that's for sure. Also, if you're a business or if you know somebody who would want to get in and advertise with us, we have some terrific rates. We're hitting a lot of people on the radio side, on the social media side as well. archcitynow@gmail.com. That's archcitynow@gmail.com. You've also got, I was talking about the Cardinals and the Battlehawks. You've got the NBA Finals going on right now. You've got the NHL Finals going on right now. And we're less than 1 week away from a huge event in St. Louis, the Bommarito 500, 1 week away. That's coming up next Sunday. Looking forward to bringing that back into St. Louis, or at least the St. Louis area, because that's another thing that St. Louis does very well. Racing. That's coming up next Sunday. I'm looking for the time again. But it is that whole weekend, June 14th, June 15th, Worldwide Technology Raceway. You can get your tickets now. We'll be talking with representatives from the group this week. We'll promote that's another just phenomenal story. Just covering that, what they have done, turning around. I mean, pretty much a track. And I know they get so many compliments, but you can never talk enough about what they've done, bringing racing to St. Louis, literally from nothing, getting the Indy cars here, getting the NASCAR here. So literally 6 days away from the Bommarito Automotive 500. Can't wait. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a terrific place to watch an event as well. So we'll get them on this week. We'll promote it. You can talk about it. Let us know. Yeah, again, St. Louis is a race town as well. If it's a competition, St. Louis has it. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Projo alongside. Stream us on X, Arch City Now, and YouTube, Arch City Now. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with a story that I wanted to talk about too, which is, I think, pretty interesting. And then we'll address it a little bit later. When it comes to contractors putting liens on homes because they say the builder's not paying them. Back with more after this.
Earl Austin Jr. and Coach Ron Zetcher, two encyclopedias of local sports knowledge, together each Saturday morning at 10. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
All aboard! There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation. Travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak. And there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. That's 800-428-9517.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries. We create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu.
But that didn't do
freak out.
Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
If you've been thinking about improving your smile, now's the perfect time. Hi, I'm Dr. Otto from Otto Orthodontics. We offer free consultations, the newest techniques, and treatment that's faster, more comfortable, and tailored just for you. Whether it's Invisalign, braces, whitening, or even Botox. We're Missouri's #1 Invisalign provider with 5 convenient locations. And here's something special. Mention this ad when you call to schedule your free consult, and you'll get $1,000 off your treatment. Visit OttoOrtho.com to book your free consult today.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how at luinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Arch City Now. Vic Faust, Projo in the house. Do we need something like a different name for the morning? I'm kind of thinking twice about her name now.
Oh, really?
I'm kind of finicky.
Oh, wow.
I like the name. You're like, oh shit. Oh shoot. We've got to do a graphic or something.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, I would have to.
Live. Arch City Live.
Yeah.
St. Louis Live.
I mean, that's social media, everything.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I was like, okay. I don't know. It's a morning. Good morning, guys. Welcome back in. June 9th is the day. Monday morning, 6:24 is our time. Glad you're with us today. Please like, subscribe, share the show. Arch City Now is here. Projo in the house. I'm here as well. Guys, this show is about St. Louis ideas, things that are trending, stories that are trending, story ideas that may not be trending yet, but could be trending. Whatever's happening in your neck of the woods, please like, subscribe, share the show. We're on X at Arch City Now. We're on YouTube at Arch City Now. By the way, luinfo.com is this group's website. You can check out everything that's happening with all of the shows, the lineup for today, what's happening in this 24/7 network. Coming up at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, of course, we've got Hot Take Central 2.0, Jim Hayes and Cam Jansen. And then from 10 to 11 on Mondays, we do the Mizzou show, the MIZZOU show. And we have quite a show today. Over the weekend, a judge ruled on an NCAA situation when it comes to what's happening regarding athletes being paid, what's happening to your favorite college sports teams. It's groundbreaking. We've never seen anything like this. We've got a show today coming up between 10 and 11 that's going to cover a lot of that. And just how Mizzou is associated with all of that and how they're putting their best foot forward to make sure that they are ready to rock and roll with everything that's coming up throughout the rest of the day. So once again, luinfo.com. We're at Arch City Now on X, Arch City Now on YouTube as well. Check in, say hi. We're glad you're a part of the show when you can do that. Okay. As I was going to break, I was talking about this story. It just blew my mind throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. If anybody's ever been associated with homes or houses, and the Post-Dispatch did a big article on this. We're talking about a Chesterfield contractor being allowed to file liens on hundreds of McBride Homes. That's a big deal. It's like I hadn't seen anything like this in a while. I'm sure it's happened. But a judge here has allowed a Chesterfield contractor to pursue legal action against customers of McBride Homes in order to recoup money that the contractor alleges the home builder never paid. So the homeowners are in the middle of this situation. So McBride asked the court to stop the Builders Block Construction Company, Builders Block, BLOC company, from filing liens against McBride homeowners while the two companies continue to fight in court. But a judge in St. Louis County declined the temporary restraining order, saying that the home builder's argument didn't meet the merits of such an action. So Builders Block, that's the name of the contractor, Builders Block, BLOC, has already filed dozens of liens against homeowners and properties still owned by McBride court records. That's what the court records show. So what you have is the ruling in St. Louis County Circuit Court basically foreshadows a legal fight that could be coming between McBride and the contractor Builders Block over the allegations of retaliation, fraud, and unpaid debt that ultimately could leave hundreds of customers on the hook for thousands of dollars each. That's not a good situation over there. So that's McBride, Builders Block, and St. Louis County Circuit Court. So if you build a home, you never would think that you'd have a lien put on your home by a builder, but they got to take care of that somehow, some way. They have got to take care of that. It's bad all the way around for everybody. But when it comes to business, those kinds of things happen. They do. I remember a good friend of mine also saying, try not to do business with your friends. It's good, but if something goes wrong, there goes the friendship. It can happen in a heartbeat. You know how that goes.
I do.
Have you been down that road?
I have.
Doing business with friends, if something goes wrong, and a lot of times communication becomes a big, big factor. And things a lot of times may not even be that wrong. But if you're not communicating, you lose trust, and it's, oh my God, there goes the friendship. So anyway, I'm sure that when they agreed to do that contract, they never thought everybody be paid. All those things would be taken care of. But obviously it's not right now. So sad state of affairs there going on throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Just a very interesting story of what you see going on. It says cancel it, or we got cancel the show here. X, we got Arch City Now on X, Arch City Now on YouTube. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. News that just came out this morning. Chaffetz Arena is now kind of a ground base to help tornado victims. So there's a huge collaboration that is going on right now. And I'm telling you, you still need it. I was out and about. I saw some tornado damage over the weekend as well. I saw it on Saturday. We're talking about a disaster assistance center. Love this, that it's opened up at Chaffetz Arena to help people who were affected by the tornadoes that happened on May 16th throughout the St. Louis area. So what you have here, it's a collaboration of City of St. Louis, state agencies, and local organizations providing resources ranging from insurance assistance to even emotional support. So that begins this morning. If you know of anybody that's looking, they need help, questions answered, representatives from the Attorney General's office are going to be present today. Just trying to help people to avoid scams. Of course, we already know there's people that try to scam people in St. Louis. Not saying that there's St. Louis organizations or St. Louis groups trying to scam, but people in St. Louis can be the target of scams. Help you with scams, price gouging, and also hiring reliable contractors and not just those who will run in and say, oh yeah, we'll take care of this. We'll take care of it. Oh yeah. And then lying about other contractors and roofers, because that does happen. So this resource center is going to be open today through June 12th. So this week through June 12th. And then again, June 16th through the 18th. And then June 23rd through the 26th. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day. So if you're an individual seeking assistance, you can register by appointment. There's a city website. Just go to the city's website, or you can call 211. Literally, it's that easy, 211. But if you're a visitor and you're coming, just bring a photo ID, proof of your address, if it's not listed on your license as well. You need to show some proof there. And I love this. If you need a ride, Uber is offering free round-trip rides to and from the Disaster Assistance Center. There's a code there. It's STL Relief 2025. Once again, that's STL Relief 2025. STL Relief 2025. So St. Louis trying to offer a helping hand with what's going on in the area when it comes to the Tornado Resource Center at Shavitz. So glad you guys are with us today. Like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what we have going on. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. for Arts City Now. Following us, Hot Take Central 2.0. And of course, today on Mondays from 10 to 11, the MIZZOU show. Grant Salzman and myself, big show about NIL today. Some other tidbits when it comes to Mizzou that we'll get into as well. And all the money and those situations that people are dealing with right now. So you can follow us there. Also, luinfo.com, you get a rundown of the shows that are happening throughout the day as well. We were talking about some sports things that were going on earlier. I was also talking about Mizzou. But this one, I don't know if people are talking about it yet, but it just goes to show that, you don't want to mess with sickness. And sometimes you may not have a choice. But I saw this story come down, and it kind of blew my mind. But former Mizzou, he was a two-time NCAA wrestling champ at Mizzou, and then he made a lot of headway in the MMA. He was an MMA star. Ben Askren, he was hospitalized with pneumonia. This according to his wife. And he's having difficulty even responding from pneumonia. I mean, this guy trained at the top of his game, suddenly falls ill, had to be checked in. He reportedly had a staph infection that turned severe, now dealing with pneumonia, according to his wife. He's unable to respond. I mean, just like that, you're talking about a guy who is fit, gets a staph infection, turns to pneumonia, and now he's having difficulties even responding. And a lot of people who are interested in sports or MMA know who Ben Askren was. He was rocking and rolling. Just a terrific wrestler at Mizzou. National champ, did well in Bellator. Then a knockout. Him and Jorge Masvidal had a huge rivalry. And then Jorge used this first kick like in 3 seconds into a fight. Like he all of a sudden ran in, gave him a knee, and then he was out cold. So
yeah, one of those freak things, yeah.
That, and a lot of people remember that knockout. But yeah, I mean, you're in a situation now. So the family's asking for prayers. He's unable to respond. What we're told is he developed severe pneumonia, which came on very suddenly. He's currently in the hospital, unable to respond to anything at this time. Family says they're welcoming all prayers for healing and for peace, trying to keep life as normal as possible for her children, according to the wife, doing her best to support them thoughtfully. So they're trying not to discuss it with the kids, but my gosh, I just, things can happen in a moment. So you got to stay as positive as you possibly can with everything that's going on. This is Arch City Now. Vic Faust, Projo in the house. Glad everybody's with us this morning. Please like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what's happening across our area. If you have stories, the show's about you, what's trending in your area, let us know how we can try to be helped from that standpoint as well. Also, I was talking about the tornado relief that's happening at Shavitz. Shout out again to the Urban League. They continue to help people out throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. They hosted, I think, their third event to help tornado relief victims over the weekend. So we're grateful that they did that as well. So you don't respond or you don't jump back real fast from those types of situations. If you're just joining us, we run down the quick breaks. Don't know who's with us and who's not. Cardinals lost yesterday to the Dodgers 7-3, but at least they took 2 or 3 games from them over the weekend. They start a brand new series tonight with the Blue Jays, 3 games. Would be nice to get the Cardinals rocking and rolling again. Won 5 of their last 10. Do the math, 5-5. And the Battlehawks, their season comes to an end, a little bit short. For the second straight year, they make the Final Four in the league, but they can't get past that semifinal game. The DC Defenders moving on to the championship game. And I doubt there'll be a lot of people at the Dome for that championship without the St. Louis Battlehawks. It is what it is. It's frustrating. Wish the Battlehawks would have been there, but they're not. By the way, if there's a story in your neck of the woods, let us know. This show's about you guys. What's happening? What happened from the weekend? Was curious if anybody saw Jeremy Piven's show. I think that was last night at the factory. They were packed. I drove by on Highway 40 a couple times this week in the evening. It's like they're packed every night, or at least they were packed that time of year. Just to see how that show went, let us know. If anybody was at the factory over the weekend and how those shows was, because I know last week, Projo, you were telling us he was more of a sports fan, I guess, actor than a comedian, talking about Jeremy Piven.
I just heard that, like, in interviews, he didn't really want to talk comedy. He talked more sports in interviews. So that's.
Yeah, I mean, was that his choice or that's what he's being asked about?
His choice.
Okay, because I know that a lot of times reporters will try to dictate what interviews are, and then you answer their questions. You don't tell the reporters what to ask you.
Right. No, he apparently like stymied any questions
Really?
about comedy and went straight to sports. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Those
not
things
sure
seem-
what the reason behind that is, but
All right. Guys, you can watch us, stream us at Arch City Now on X, Arch City Now on YouTube. If you want to learn more about our station website is luinfo.com. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. There all the time. Several shows throughout the day, several shows throughout the week, 24/7, everything that is St. Louis. We want to know what you guys are doing. Jump in. You can jump in on the YouTube streaming line. Talk with us. We'll talk with you. Give shout outs to anybody. Anything got you excited? Anything got you upset? What's not getting attention that should get attention? When it comes to our weather, it's supposed to be at least 3 or 4 days of dry throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. We hope, we think, fingers crossed. The sun is shining this morning. It should be a beautiful day. Looking at temperatures in the 80s for the next 3 days as well. So that would be nice to get a little glimpse of summer. Haven't reached 90 yet this summer or spring. Have not reached 90. So temperatures have been very calm, although we're starting to finally see the sun with all the gray clouds and the rain and the water that has fallen. So we're grateful that you guys are with us as always. If you have a story idea, let us know. Of course, as always, you can jump in and send us emails at archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. And of course, we'll be on all of our socials as well. If you have ideas or advertisers, let us know if you want to get involved with us at archcitynow@gmail.com. Everything about St. Louis, what is happening. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust with Projo. We'll be back with more right after this. We'll get into another situation when it comes to a local bar being featured on one of my favorite shows of all time, Bar Rescue. Back right after this.
The Dave Ramsey Show, weekday evenings from 6 to 9. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel, a delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here, and when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
The Lou Information Station content can be found online at luinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at luinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. It's Arch City Now. Glad you're with us. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed on a Monday, June 9th, 6:44 is our time. If you ever want to give us a call, you can do so at 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. You can also stream us right now on X at Arch City Now and YouTube at Arch City Now. Join the conversation, get in on the chat line, and let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. How was your weekend? Who's making news? What's trending throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area? If you just want to say hi to Joe and I, you can do that as well. Check in. Let us know from what part of the Lou you're joining us from today as well. Give a shout out for your area, your sector of St. Louis. You can also let us give us story ideas as we continue to talk about all things St. Louis. This is your show. What's trending? What's making news? Okay. Where do we want to go? We want to go with this start. Okay. I love the show Bar Rescue. You know what I'm talking about? John Taffer.
I do.
I don't care if people think it's staged or not. I think love me some John Taffer. New York guy, no holds barred, in your face. Let's make money.
Kind of like a kitchen nightmares for bars.
Yeah, and they've stood the test of time. They got season 9 coming up already.
Wow.
You get more than one season, you're doing well. They're on season freaking 9. So I saw the headline come down. I don't know if people are talking about this yet, but I think they will be. A local area bar. I can think of a ton. The bar business is not an easy business. Not at all. I tell people, I went to Mizzou, as we talk about Harpo's a mainstay at the University of Missouri. When they brought Harpo's to St. Louis back in, it was like 96, I helped start that up over there, Pro Joe, the location in Chesterfield.
Oh, wow.
So I was in between jobs. I had just quit one TV job. I was waiting for another one to start. And a group of us we started that up when the first Harpo's to St. Louis. There were lines. I mean, it was so hard. I can't remember what the name of the restaurant was. I should, but it was nasty. And we tore that place apart. We started, and it was so much fun. You're post-college and starting up at Harpo's. Lines out the freaking door. It was packed. And they still do a great job over there at Harpo's in Chesterfield. John, the owner, check him out as well. Love Harpo's. But I remember starting the business up and seeing, I was like, I would never, ever, 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 ever want to be in the bar business. It sounds fun. Hey, let's own a bar. Hell freaking no. Do you want to own a bar? Unless you have an infrastructure and you have a set of what that you want to go through and live that life, because all the bar owners I know, it's not easy. Not easy at all. So anyway, when you talk about owning a bar, it's difficult. I remember my bar experience there, and I was like, thank you. I had a blast being a server. I literally was working the tables. We made a ton of money in cash every night, ton of money when Harpo's first started, but that was my experience with it. Well, now, so I always look at bars and I wonder, I was like, are they making money? Are bars just getting by? Who's doing a ton of money? Who's making the money in St. Louis when it comes to the bar industry? Well, now you have a local place. I've never been here. Never heard of it. Gosh, I got to get you a shot. Pro Joe, if you could pop it up, a local Illinois bar in the St. Louis area, you're going to be on Bar Rescue. Can you pop that up and show us a picture? I don't have time right now, but it looks like a blue. It's a blue outer. Blue. It's blue. It's like light blue. Anyway, the bar is called the Airliner Bar and Grill in East Alton, Illinois. Of course, just on the other side of the river. It's been featured on season 9 of Bar Rescue. It's another local bar in the St. Louis area. Brothers on Main is also going to be visited by the show's host, John Taffer, who will try to help give the business a boost. So we're talking about the Airliner Bar and Grill. Curious if anybody's ever been to the Airliner Bar and Grill. And then, of course, Brothers on Main, both getting a visit from John Taffer. What a cool job that is. And everybody goes, okay, is that one of those situations where, all right, they just plan it, they plot it. The owner of the Airliner Bar and Grill is promising, telling us all nothing was staged. That what you see is what you get. It was real. I have not seen the episode. I don't even know if it's out yet. I'm just looking. I just love the fact that you've got an Illinois. I mean, it's a St. Louis Metro East bar that's going to be featured. They put the hidden cameras in the bar and the restaurant, the mics to see what people are saying and doing. Obviously, if people aren't familiar with the show, it's shows that are struggling, losing money, ready to close down. John Taffer shows up with himself, celebrity bartenders and chefs, and then he takes care of the business side, gives them some equipment, cleans it up, revamps it, tries to market it to people. They do test runs that everybody fails in. They go to training. They get better. They come together. And then hopefully they have a good night for an opening night. You know what it is. The Airliner Bar and Grill. Any luck on finding that picture, Pro Joe?
I only found a Facebook page.
Okay. Do you have it? You want to pop that up?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, you already popped up? I didn't see it.
I'll pop it up again.
I was on my soapbox.
Yeah.
The Airliner Bar and Grill.
It doesn't appear that they have a website.
I've never been there. Haven't been to Brothers on Main either. You ever heard of Brothers on Main?
Nope.
I haven't either. They're being focused. Where's Brothers on Main? Anybody know about Brothers on Main? I'm looking it up right now. Give them some publicity here. Oh, yeah. I figured. Oh, Brothers on Main in St. Clair, Missouri. I guess as business owners, bar owners, you go ahead and throw your name into the mix to try to get some good things happening for you, get featured on the show. I don't know. If I'm struggling, I'm calling John Taffer. They always give you something. All you have to do is just get rid of your damn ego, swallow your pride. Business is not working for you. You get helped. Everybody lives happily ever after. Is it that difficult? Life can be so easy. So if anybody knows anything about what's happening with the show Bar Rescue and John Taffer, let us know. I love it. Okay. I was just looking at some of the updates, Projo. That's where my pregnant pause was. I was like, man, I've got 42 text messages in the last 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Arch City Now. Vic Faust, Projo's the other voice that you hear right there producing our show. Guys, you know where we do. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. On Arch City Now, on X, Arch City Now, on YouTube, and of course, 590 a.m. If you have story ideas, please let us know. We'll continue to talk about those. We'll bring anything up, what we can, making sure that you guys are caught up on everything that's going on. I want to give a shout out to, I read this article over the weekend, Joe Fosse Sausage and Sandwich Factory. He was stabbed by a maintenance worker inside of his restaurant. I mean, just the stuff that can happen.
Well, I hope they got fired.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Well, yeah, charges and everything else. It's just, I just saw them do an article. Just anything, you just never know. You don't. We like to think that we know, but you don't know. And you always have to be safe when you invite somebody in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I mean,
maintenance worker.
Yeah, a maintenance worker. Of all things, of all people, that's what happened. And so he was just talking about, I mean, he got stabbed in the throat. I think it was the throat. Didn't even know the person, but he's continuing to go through his recovery. You just never know. And you don't want to not trust people. You don't want to look at people with a side eye, but he's literally focused on his recovery after the stabbing. He's still in ICU. Giving a shout out to his sandwich shop, especially after what he went through, the Joe Fosse Sausage and the Sausage and Sandwich Factory.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah. No, literally. They've been in the same building on Sublet Avenue for nearly 100 years. 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been a pillar in the community for almost 34 years. And this happened down on the hill, and it's just what prompted the person to do this. They still don't know.
That's crazy.
I know, but I'm just glad that he's alive.
Oh yeah.
And it's another one of those stories you could talk about in St. Louis. I mean, we hate crime. It happens. People do stupid stuff. It could happen anywhere. I don't care where you are in the state of Missouri. It could happen. But whoever this guy was that decided to stab him had a reason. And fortunately, Joe and his health are trying to mend back, but he's still in ICU talking about making it through. So this show's about St. Louis and the stories that are making headlines, things that are happening in this area. And, if you want to pay your support, drop by, say hi, get a sandwich, check out. Never been by it. Never been by the store, but their sandwich shop. Joe Fosse Sausage and Sandwich Factory on the hill. And he's in recovery. So I'm glad the Post did a story on him, focusing on his recovery, bringing some light to the situation that he's dealing with. And I don't know the particulars. None of us do right now, or many of us don't know. Couldn't imagine that'd be a fun thing to be going through right now.
Well, no.
So you can check it out. Arch City Now here. Join the chat line. Let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. We continue to talk about some of those things that are happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. And when it comes to the situation of fighting and, people attacking you. There was another guy recently, a few weeks ago. He got sucker punched in St. Louis City. I don't know if you guys saw this story or not. Fell back, hit his head, went to the hospital, and then he died.
Oh my gosh.
So, you had a St. Louis Circuit Court judge now signed an arrest warrant for the guy that punched him. I mean, you may think you punch somebody. So this happened in St. Louis. It could be a talk about. You may not mean to, quote, unalive somebody, make them stop breathing, but you hit somebody and they fall and they hit their head and they stop breathing, your life changes. I know the anger is there and it can happen, but this happened in St. Louis. I mean, it's happened in a lot of places. I saw a guy when I was in high school get hit. Then he hit the concrete head with his head hit the concrete first. Had brain hemorrhaging. I mean, he made it, but you never think that some of those things can happen. But you get hit, you don't know where you're going. That head hits, good freaking luck. But that's another story from the St. Louis area. It could be a lesson for everybody as well. I mean, have you ever seen anything like that in all of your bar days, Pro Joe?
Well, I can tell you,
of working.
My freshman year in high school, there was a fight after school, and they got into a pretty intense battle, and fell. One of them got the other in a headlock, and they fell forward, and it crushed 3 vertebrae in my friend's neck, and he passed away on the way to the hospital.
Oh my gosh!
Yep.
How old was he?
We couldn't have been any more than like 16 years old, 17. Yeah. Yep.
The family.
Oh yeah. No, it was a mess. We did benefit car washes. It was tough for me and all my friends. So but it just goes to show, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's what happened to a guy. This guy just got sucker punched. He was walking in and then boom, he gets punched. And then obviously the impact of the punch knocked him out. He's falling backwards, hits his head, and then he passes away at the hospital. There's no need for it. No need whatsoever. We love to focus on positive, but we also talk about all the stories making headlines all throughout the St. Louis area. It is Monday, June 9th. That is a sunny Monday morning throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Finally, some sun and some warm weather, starting to feel a little bit more like St. Louis today. When we come back, we'll do a recap. We've got all things sports related that we'll get into. We'll also talk about a local donut shop aiming to be donut of the country. We can revisit the bar rescue coming to St. Louis as well. The impact of the tornadoes, people who are trying to help, all of those things, plus more. Your stories, join in on the chat line. I'm Vic Faust. This is Arch City Now. We'll be back with more right after this. And remember, you can watch us and stream us on X and YouTube at Arch City Now and on 590.
In your city with Kelly and Gordon. It's the hottest happy hour in STL radio. A high energy, high impact weekday radio show blending relationship values, celebrity buzz, community love, and sharp business insight. This is where storytelling meets strategy. It's the pulse of this city, bringing the energy, stories, and voices of STL to life. In your city with Kelly and Gordon. Weekday afternoons at 4, only on the Lou Information Station.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel, a delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here, and when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Hey parents, looking for something fun and unforgettable to do with the kids? Bring the whole family to a Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. From kid-friendly activities and giveaways to awesome promotions like Kids Run the Bases. Your little ones will have a blast, and so will you. Check out Family Sundays, presented by Smithfield, where select tickets include a free jumbo hot dog and soda. There's nothing like sharing the magic of Cardinals baseball together. Make your memories this summer at Busch Stadium. Tickets are available at cardinals.com.
The Lou Information Station. Yeah, we're a talk station, but not your daddy or granddaddy or great-granddaddy's talk station. We're the new kids on the block.
You got the right stuff, baby.
No, not those new kids, just regular new kids. Anyway, the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 online at louinfo.com. And we actually know what all of that means. The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis. The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, happy Monday. Glad you're back with us today, ready to kickstart the week. It is 7:04 on a sunny St. Louis morning. Welcome to Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. You'll hear the voice of Projo as well. Every now and then he'll pop his camera in as well. Do you have your camera up, Projo? Can we see a picture of you?
I don't have it in
Oh
right
my
now today.
God, I just lost.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That is the voice of Projo, our producer. Glad you guys are with us. At least, like I said, the sun is shining. It feels like a sunny St. Louis summer morning. Temperatures expected to be in the mid-80s today. Might even get a little higher. We'll see where we go. Finally, freaking got some dry weather. At least it looks like we're going to have some dry weather for the next 3-4 days. Temperatures in the mid-80s, maybe even get up higher than that, but it starts to feel again like summer here. You can jump in on the chat line as well, where you can find us on YouTube. Glad you're with us. Arch City Now. You can also stream us on X at Arch City Now. And if you have any information you want to send us, you can email us at Arch. It's actually not art. It's archcitynow@gmail.com. archcitynow@gmail.com. And if you want to learn more about this broadcasting network that we are a part of, it is louinfo.com. Once again, louinfo.com. We say good morning to you, Tanya, Ben, Greg, Stan, everybody jumping in this 7 o'clock hour. Okay. If you like the show, please subscribe to it. Let people know. Share the show. If you have ideas, check in from around the St. Louis metropolitan area. What's happening in your neck of the woods? Give us shout outs from where you're listening so that we can make sure you guys are representing your part of the St. Louis area. We know there's lots of nooks and crannies throughout this big, small town. And you guys know what that's like. You go out somewhere, everybody's connected somehow. This is the city of Kevin Bacon. Was it the 7 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon?
I think it was the 6.
The six
Yeah.
degrees of separation?
Yeah.
That's St. Louis. St. Louis is the Kevin Bacon city.
Yeah.
Everybody's
connected.
Everybody's connected through 6 degrees, and you know how that is. And that's what we focus on. It is who we are. Own it. Love it. Make it better. Let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody jumping in. Glad you guys like the show. Glad you think that we're sounding pretty good as well. Okay. If you guys know businesses that want to advertise with us, now is the time. Email us, archcitynow@gmail.com, archcitynow@gmail.com. A lot of hype throughout our first week. This is week number 2 on luinfo.com, the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. Plus, we just told you how to find us. You can also jump in on our chat line. That is, of course, at YouTube. And X, jump in on the chat line. Let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. What's got you excited? Angry? Who knows? Feeling whatever. This station, this show is about everything you. Okay, 7:07 is the time. We've got some other things that are going to be coming up on the show too as we move forward with live guests. We're going to have guests on video. We'll have traffic. We got all kinds of things that we are planning. You walk before you walk before you run. That's what we're going to do. Walk before you run. Now, I'm not getting into where you go to high school stuff. No, Greg. No, we're not doing that. I despise that. Sorry. I despise it. I refuse to say that.
It's a St. Louis tradition.
No, it's not. No, we're breaking that damn tradition. We're breaking it. I'm breaking it. I'm breaking it myself. Arch City Now will refuse. This show will never ask you where you went to high school. Ever. Ever. Try me.
I'm bookmarking that.
Okay. Now everybody can be bought. I do have my price. Yeah. Somebody wants me to ask where you went to high school. It's going to take a lot of cash. Okay. Lots to get to today, guys. Glad you're with us. You know what we do. We hit a lot of headlines. We love it when you guys jump in and give us your opinion as well. We'll start with some of the sports, the happenings, the latest news, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Cardinals losers yesterday, 7-3 to the Dodgers, but it's fine. It's okay. They took 2 or 3 from St. Louis. From LA. It makes you feel better. They're 36-29, 4 games behind the Cubs, who thankfully lost 2 out of 3 games to Detroit. Cardinals are 5-5 in their last 10. Like I said, at least they're only 4 games behind the Cubs. That's the good news. They started another 3-game series as part of a 9-game homestand tonight with Toronto. Go Birds, go Birds, go Birds. Maybe there'll be bigger crowds now that we're fully into summer. Now that the weather appears to be good for this weekend, the Cardinals are at least showing to be a contender of some kind. If the season ended today, they wouldn't make the playoffs, but they're close to that final wild card spot. Also in St. Louis news, sports headlines from yesterday. It sucks, but the Battlehawks lost for the 2nd straight year. They make the semifinal of their championship league, and they get beat by the DC Defenders. They get beat at home. Unfortunately, 36-18. And, from the start, DC took it to them, unfortunately. I'm a football fan. I love the Battlehawks. I love the people who support the Battlehawks. I love St. Louis. It's all part of it. I can't stand the NFL for what they did to St. Louis, allowed to happen. Whatever. It is what it is. When you're a football fan, you want to see St. Louis win everything. So it stinks for the 2nd straight year at home. As a favorite, they lose. But it's sports. It's what happens. Really like the head coach, Anthony Beck. He apologized after the game to the city of St. Louis for not being able to give us a championship game in the city of St. Louis. We'll see what happens with the league now. It's no surprise, and we've talked about it at length on this show just last week, promoting the game and throughout the St. Louis community over the past few years as well. The best attendance in that league was St. Louis, and it's not even close. The rest of the league wasn't doing so great when it came to attendance. So I don't know what kind of sports sponsorships they have, their TV agreements, if they're working. I just hope that we get another year of Battlehawks. I would love to see another year. So hopefully that happens, but it was a bummer because they lost. St. Louis City SC soccer losing again. Man, oh man, it has been a struggle this year. Love the product. Love what they're doing. It's not working with wins right now. They're not scoring many goals. They've got an issue scoring goals. They lose 2-1 to Portland. They've now fallen to 3-9-5 on the season. And of course, we're still in our infancy. We're still trying to make way. And I trust the ownership over there with St. Louis City SC. Also, you've got NHL finals going on. Game 3 tonight In Florida, Matthew Tkachuk, the St. Louisan, and his Florida Panthers hosting Edmonton. That series tied at 1 apiece. NBA Finals yesterday, OKC making everything back normal in the NBA. They take care of Indiana very easily, 123-107. That series also tied at a game apiece. Game 3 headed back to Indiana, where they'll have game 3 and game 4. Something tells me we see a lot of Caitlin Clark. She's been injured. They'll have to find a way to get her at some of those games. NBA wants ratings. They like ratings. They like making that money on the commercials. And we know that Caitlin Clark is a draw. Of course, she plays for the WNBA's Indiana Fever. Some shout outs when it comes to the high school scene. Girls soccer state championships, St. Louis metro area. Corey Azu taking care of business easily, winning again another state championship. Congratulations to Corey Azu. And then on the Metro East side, Clayton also winning a girls state championship. Congratulations to Clayton. These are the ones that I was told about, giving us shout outs. And then on the Illinois side, Columbia, Illinois. And then in the bigger division, O'Fallon, Illinois girls winning their 3rd state title in the last 5 years. Corey Azu, by the way, that was their 2nd straight. We focused on their best player. I think it was Maria. I can't remember her last name right now, but she is arguably the best young women's soccer player in the world right now. From the chat line, with the crazy weather patterns, have you noticed the other oddities? Weeds growing crazy, weird animal patterns, raccoons hiding under porch. I have a mole going crazy. What are you saying, that they're washed out of their homes from the water? I don't know. I don't know.
From the storm.
But the weather is a huge talking point in St. Louis. You meet somebody, you go somewhere, oh my gosh, the rain, the weather. I mean, weather is a talk about throughout St. Louis as it is. Now you have the weather that is wet, day in, day out, storms, tornadoes that we've talked about, threats of severe weather as well. And not just threats where it's like, oh, we're trying to get you to watch us and oh my God, we want ratings. No, serious threats of weather that have to be taken serious. So that's a big talk about throughout the area. So yeah, back to the sports side. Congratulations to those teams throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area as well that have been competing and doing everything that they can to win their state championships. The weather this week, we talked about it. It's supposed to be a whole lot better. Mid-80s, sunny, supposed to be dry for most of the week. Thank God, starting today on this June 9th. If you have stories from your community, let us know. You can jump in on the chat line, Arch City Now on X and on YouTube. You can also check us out at luinfo.com. That shows you everything that's happening with the station. You can also watch us. You can stream us at luinfo.com on YouTube as well. And of course, as you guys know, on 590. Lots of stories to get to as well today. Not sure everything that's happening where you guys are, but this show is about St. Louis. We appreciate it when you jump in. If there's somebody that we need to be talking about, a shout out that we need to give, we want to give it. And we want you to tell us about that. Some of the things that are happening today, other shout outs. Shout out to the Urban League of St. Louis. They had, I think that was their 3rd tornado relief event already. People still dealing with that. It affected everybody. So many people. It doesn't matter, older, younger, richer, poor, color of your skin. I've seen everybody get affected by the tornadoes that came in May 16th. So congratulations. And if you can support the Urban League in any way that support tornado victims, do so. Always, they're trying to help. Also a shout out, the state of Missouri, bringing representatives from the Missouri Attorney General's office today to Chaffetz Arena to help victims who've been impacted by the tornado, to make sure they don't fall for any scams, how to deal with insurance, make sure you're picking a reliable contractor. These things happen at Chaffetz. And if you need an Uber ride, yeah, you'll get an Uber ride for free. You just do 211. Call 211 for help. They'll get you set up from that standpoint. You can also go to the City of St. Louis's website to learn more about what they've set and put forward when it comes to that. Also, we're starting to hear more about, the $30 million from St. Louis Rams money that was going to be thrown towards the tornado victims to try to help out the city. And then the $100 million that the state of Missouri is now giving to try to help. That's going to go to make sure that people aren't displaced, that it's not going to cause homelessness. Money goes towards cleanup. Money is also going to rebuild structures. So we're starting to get a little bit more of an idea of where all that money will go. You may agree, you may not. It is what it is. It's a talking point about what's happening in St. Louis these days. We've also got something that we've been talking about today as you jump back in on the show. From the chat line, Greg notices things because he is bored. Okay, fair enough. Do what you do. Be who you are. Also promoting the other shows that are on our network from 8 to 10 every day. Hot Take Central 2.0. Don't miss that. Hot Take Central 2.0 from 8 to 10 a.m. And then from 10 to 11 on Mondays, I join Grant Salzman and we talk everything Mizzou. MIZZOU. That is the show. A judge over the weekend stating that universities can now pay their own players. They have a cap for college now. It's a cap at about $20.5 million, almost $21 million that each school can spend on all of their athletes. That's the entire sports program. They divvy up how they're going to do that. I don't know what to make of it, but if you're a Mizzou fan, if you want to know, we have some guests today to talk about NIL. We look forward to that. Just let us know where you want to head with that. And of course, jump in on that show. All things Mizzou every Monday with Grant. Love doing that show, talking everything Mizzou football. Okay. Something else that I thought was a pretty darn interesting story that we are just now starting to learn about. And I don't know. You've got McBride Homes. You may have heard of that name over the years if you're from St. Louis. Well, we're talking about a contractor, Building Block, BLOC, Building Block, has now been allowed to place liens on hundreds of homes that they've built because they say they're not being paid by McBride. That story came out in the Post-Dispatch over the weekend, and the construction industry is a really big industry throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. There can be situations of late pays. It happens. It happens. There's also situations where there are agreements. There's also situations that go to court. And then there's arbitration and people are talking mediation and so forth. This is an interesting one because now you're talking about homeowners who are innocent, who could face fines or bills up to thousands of dollars because they have not been paid. At least they allege. They're alleging this in the Post-Dispatch. The article is there by McBride. So you've got the contractor and McBride going toe-to-toe with each other, and then homes sitting there, and these homeowners arguably stuck in the middle, maybe forced to pay bills. Anyway, this is in court. We'll see where it goes, but they've been allowed to place those liens on the homes. We'll see where all of that goes. That's for sure. You do not want to be in the middle of any of that that's happening from that standpoint. From the chat line, Ben says, hopefully they can rebuild North City with some of that $130 million that we see. And if not, and that's not even including any FEMA money or government money that could be coming down the line as well. Hey, if you want to jump in on the chat line, you can do so from YouTube, Arch City Now. You can also stream us on Arch City Now on X as well. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. We'll be back with more after this, including a local, I guess we'll call it donut. What would you call a little donut shop that's vying to be the best donut in the country out of the St. Louis area? I'm Vic Faust, back with more right after this.
She's interviewed over 17,000 authors, athletes, actors, entrepreneurs, and more. Tune in late nights at 11 p.m. for America Tonight with Kate Delaney, only on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
All aboard!
There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation. Travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak, and there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800 428 9517. 800 428 9517. 800 428 9517. That's 800 428 9517.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries, we create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. Don't freak out. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
If you've been thinking about improving your smile, now's the perfect time. Hi, I'm Dr. Otto from Otto Orthodontics. We offer free consultations, the newest techniques, and treatment that's faster, more comfortable, and tailored just for you. Whether it's Invisalign, braces, whitening, or even Botox. We're Missouri's #1 Invisalign provider with 5 convenient locations. And here's something special. Mention this ad when you call to schedule your free consult, and you'll get $1,000 off your treatment. Visit OttoOrtho.com to book your free consult today.
590 AM, just like any other St. Louisan. We may go away, but we always come back. The Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Get your content when you want it, how you want it. louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show on a Monday morning. It is June 9th, the time 7:24. Glad to see the sun shining a little bit on this morning as we get you up and out the door, whatever you're doing on this sunnier summer morning in St. Louis. The temperature should be pretty good today as well. Comfortable mid-80s. Feels like summer. It's dry after another rainy weekend. Hopefully you're not dealing with any flooding where you guys are, but we're glad you're with us on this Monday. We like to focus on things from your community. What's happening in St. Louis? What are people talking about? What is trending? What are the stories that are trending and could be talked about as well? We love it when you guys jump in on our YouTube channel and let us know at Arch City Now, and of course at Lou Info as well. You can also check out everything that's going on with the show at louinfo.com and the entire network as well. If you have any emails, you can send those to archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. And Projo, if you could run the phone number, because we do podcasting live and we're also doing talk radio live on 590. If you wanted to give us a call, you could do that as well. The number from that standpoint, it's simple. Just write it down and remember it. Our phone number that we have for you to call is 855-282-8255. That is 855-282-8255. Glad you're with us. Like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what's going on. And of course, jump in on the conversation. You can let us know something, or you can talk with each other. As we were going to break, we were talking about that story that's happening in the Chesterfield area, where you literally have a judge that's allowing a contractor, Building Block, BLOC, to put liens on hundreds of homes throughout the Chesterfield area because they say that McBride has not paid them, McBride Homes. So obviously it's a court issue it's in the courts, but the judge in this matter has allowed the contractor to put liens on these homes. It is a big talk about out there in that area of Chesterfield, out in West County. And it's something that you don't really see every day. You're talking about, and I think something will probably be done, but homeowners being forced to pay thousands of dollars because of these liens that have been put on their homes. Yeah, not exactly what you want to be dealing with after you're with your family, you're working, you're trying to take care of things. And yep, we have to do with that. Chat line also saying that they're noticing, or at least one person's noticing, animals acting a little bit more strange in the area because of all the weather that we've had, all the rain. Hey, it's possible. Who knows? To each their own. We don't know exactly what you guys are seeing, but you're glad you're with us. I thought this was, I wanted to give another shout out too, because it's coming up this next weekend. And that's the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, June 14th, June 15th. You can buy your tickets now. We'll promote it this week. Other shows on this network will be promoting what's happening. Once again, it's something in St. Louis that we as a community, whether you're a race fan or not, should feel proud about and do feel proud about because of what has been able to be done with bringing this racing to the St. Louis metropolitan area. And I've talked to drivers. I've talked to Indy drivers. I've talked to NASCAR drivers, and they all rave about St. Louis. They may not love the track, so to speak, but they love being here. They love the passionate fans, and it puts us in a positive light when it comes to the racing industry for the weekend. So the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 this weekend. We'll have more about that. If you guys are race fans, you have ideas for stories, let us know. And of course, we'll promote that. We talk about it, and it's just great. Brings more economic impact to the entire metropolitan St. Louis area as well. I used my cough button for the first time, and then I thought it stuck. So what you have to do is you hit your cough button. Here, I'll do my cough button. I'll show you guys what it, and tell me if you can hear me cough. Am I back?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear me cough on air?
No.
Okay, so what happens is it's like you turn it on, and then you have to hit it again.
Yeah.
To make it go off.
Yeah.
Duh, Vic. Okay. Now that we've learned how to do the cough button. Oh my God.
It's not a typical cough button, but yeah, it's a cough button nonetheless.
Is that one from is this a box from like the 1980s?
That's actually a monitor speaker adjustment. Yeah.
It looks like there's a dial on it
that's to adjust your volume.
Touch it. Vic, don't touch anything. All right. That's all good. So Bommarito 500 coming up this weekend as well. I love this story. I love the show Bar Rescue. Now, I haven't watched it in a while, but damn, are they doing well. John Taffer and crew hitting up the St. Louis area as well. 2 bars to be featured in season 9. Bar Rescue up to season 9. If you guys aren't familiar with the show, and I think you might be. John Taffer goes in, rescues, or at least tries to rescue failing and fledgling bar owners from bankruptcy and closing shop. You wonder if things are staged. The owner of the Airliner Bar and Grill in East Alton in the St. Louis metropolitan area, just on the side of the river, on the other side of the river, says nothing was staged. They're featured in the season 9 edition of Bar Rescue. So that's pretty cool. Also, another Brothers on Main. The Brothers on Main that I found is in St. Clair, Missouri. And then I talked about how you do not want to be in the bar business. It is a tough business. Maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you like it. I'm just saying, if you go into the bar business, just be ready to work hard and deal with fire after fire because that's what happens. I told you guys I worked in the bar business for about 6 months. I loved it and hated it all at the same point in time. And I was like, I would never, ever, ever do that again.
Work hard, play hard.
Work hard, play hard, baby. That's exactly what it is in the bar industry. So you can check it out if you want to. The Airliner Bar and Grill out of the St. Louis metropolitan area to be featured on Bar Rescue with John Taffer. He'll come in with his top-notch celebrity bartender, his top-notch chef, and of course his business IQ and experience, and try to turn around an East Alton Bar and Grill. And then of course Brothers on Main in St. Clair, Missouri. So good luck. We'll see where all of that stuff goes. Yes, from the chat line, Ben says, how was the Lindenwood football combine? It was raining all day Friday. We promoted that. They had, 2,000 kids in the St. Louis area. Talk about another economic impact. There it is. Lindenwood University does a really good job. So they got that camp off and running, that combine off and running. Another good year. A lot of college coaches in, 60, 70 different colleges in St. Louis looking at football recruits for the future. Also, a story. I wanted to save it for 7:40. Maybe I'll do it now. Yeah. Ben says the airport was full of kids. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. I don't know if they were there for Lindenwood or not, but there were lots of kids that were coming in. That's for sure. We do know that for sure. Okay. Joe, did you get in trouble over the weekend?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think, the Fast and Furious movies, I wonder if they sparked all of this, but stunt driving going all around downtown St. Louis. Again, we're talking about, or at least the reports were, St. Louis Metropolitan Police they call it spiking the cars, had to spike 40 to 50 cars.
Wow.
Friday into Saturday morning. That's a lot of freaking cars. Doing the stunt driving, stunting, the turn.
It was kind of cool when there were only a few people were doing it. Then it became something. And it's all downtown, and it's so dangerous.
It's chaos.
Yeah.
It's absolute chaos. Spiking 40 to 50 cars. Buy your stock in spikes. My gosh, they're using tons of spikes in the St. Louis area. What the hell does that do to your tire? I mean, how bad does that mess up a tire? I could only imagine.
It obliterates them.
It what?
It obliterates. I mean, like it literally destroys.
So you have to get 4 new tires, or at least you're going to be getting 4 new tires. I don't know. Just, hey, we like to focus on positive. That's not a positive. When the local police department for your city is having to spike 40 to 50 cars to stop them, and they're not listening, that you got to have a deterrent. We all know in life you have to have deterrence. If you don't have deterrence, there will be chaos, mass confusion, and that's exactly what was going on. So that's another situation from the weekend that was going on. One other thing, because we like to get lots of stories in, lots of ideas, give you the news, and see what's going on. Oh, from the chat line, my Spectrum internet was down for 12 hours, and a lot of friends were too. Rumor was it was a cyber attack. Anybody else have any issues over the weekend? I have Spectrum, and I did not notice any issues.
I as well. Neither did I.
So it's all right. Once again, people giving up their ideas on what's going on, what may be happening, what's not happening. Okay. Shout out to Old Town Donuts. Old Town Donuts, my friends. If you haven't had an Old Town donut, you're missing out. You can be on the most strict diet ever, but you have to have an Old Town donut. Word is you eat your first Old Town donut and it doesn't count against carbs and fat and sugar in your body. Did you know that?
Yeah.
It doesn't. The first one doesn't count.
Okay.
I'm looking at the picture that you popped up, and it brings back really good memories because I've had that donut from Old Town Donut. The Florissant Donut Shop is in the running. I mean, come on, no surprise here, for best donut in America. I was out and I almost and I've had a lot of them. And I was parked right in front of Old Town Donut. I was out doing some work in Florissant a couple of weeks ago, and I almost walked in, and I didn't. I was like, just one, Vic. No, Vic, you've already had stuff. The next time we're here, you're going to be back here in a couple of weeks, because it's like I eat one and then I want two.
Yeah, that's a weakness.
And then you may want three.
You see a box sitting on the table, you got to grab.
Oh my gosh, yes. So Old Town Donuts, there's a lot of really good donut shops throughout the metro area. There are really good donuts. There are. I'm just telling you, there are. Old Town Donuts, definitely at the top if you haven't had it. Okay. No, do not bring a dozen here, Greg. That's fine. Do not bring. As a matter of fact, do not show up here, Greg. You scare us. Don't call us. We'll call you. Okay. That is not permission for you to come near our studio. No, I'm kidding. Old Town Donut is in the running. So, Pro Joe, do we have a link where people can go and vote for Old Town Donut?
It was sent to me, and I don't have an easy link to just.
So if you look at, there is no link to show.
No.
They have, okay. What can you pop? I'm trying to look here. Let me look back at the event that was sent to me. I thought we had that, and I apologize. Let me see.
I have it. This is the Facebook.
Oh yeah, pop up the Facebook,
here.
and then we'll see, and we can tell people. Okay.
I think this was the
That's the
KMOV. Yeah, this is the
KMOV did that.
Yeah.
I love looking at some of the chats. I used to love Old Town Donuts when I lived in Florissant. My roommate and I would always surprise each other with a dozen and a gallon of milk. You can trust the donut man. Somebody else put Tony's Donuts are the best I've ever had, period. I'm not familiar with Tony's Donuts. Then somebody else says, no way. Donut Delight is the best. I'm not familiar with Donut Delight either. I've never been a donut connoisseur, but I trust what you guys are saying.
What's the one down in Soulard?
I don't know, but I'm looking at the chat line from yesterday. Pharaoh's Donuts, the best donuts. Never heard of those. Somebody else gave a shout out to Tony's. Pharaoh's Donuts, PHARAOHS. Pharaoh's Donuts. So a couple of people shouting out Tony's, a couple of people shouting out Pharaoh's, along with Old Town Donuts. My gosh.
I like Schnucks donuts.
What am I for? You like whose donuts?
Schnucks.
You know what? They're good.
Yeah.
Fresh
every day. Yeah.
They make fresh donuts at Schnucks.
Mhm.
Those are not brought in, just
Nope.
so that people understand that. And you know why? Because you used to work. You were.
Oh, I
didn't you
never
work-
worked at Schnucks. No.
Oh, that was somebody else you knew.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, you were a culinary
Well, yeah.
guy.
Yeah. I went to Le Cole Culinaire in Clayton before it closed down.
Somebody said I would go for Kelly's Donuts on Lindbergh, hands down. Haven't heard of Kelly's. Somebody else said donuts are fried, not baked.
Yes.
If they are hyping for best baked donut, bam, they win. Best real donut, Donut King in St. Charles.
There's a lot of donut shops.
Who would have thought that donuts would have gotten such hype and people?
Maybe we need to do a top 20 list.
Somebody says, no, the best donuts are Harder's, or MacArthur's Bakery. I mean, holy cow, people all over the place. Donut Cupboard, another Master Donut or Mr. Donut. Somebody else with Donut Delight. Paul's is the best. It's like, my gosh, donuts all over the freaking place.
And Heaven Sent in St. Peter's or O'Fallon used to be really good too. Unfortunately, they shut down.
Okay, shout out for Donuts in DeSoto. They have a really good donut shop. People from all over the St. Louis metropolitan area, all over the place. Yeah, okay. You got your donut ideas, that's for sure. We got to take a break. This is Arch City Now. Vic Faust alongside Pro Joe. When we come back as well, we'll talk about another benefit that's being held to help people from the tornado situation. Back with more right after this. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com.
Want to learn about the best places to eat in the Lou? Tune in to Dinner Rush with Joe Fresta each Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
What are you so happy about? I'm on the pill. Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids? Not her, me. You lost me there, buddy. Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So my doctor prescribed me a little something. Like Viagra? Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99. I have this friend who might be looking and... Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package. I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. That's 800-915-9371.
Tired of the mess? Let's fix that fast. St. Louis Closet Co. delivers custom designed closets, locally made and professionally installed. From master closets to mudrooms, we do it all right here in Maplewood, Missouri. Support local, get organized, feel amazing. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how. Info.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. It is Monday morning. Our time is 7:44, June 9th. It looks like it's going to be a sunnier day. We'll see. The Canadian wildfires, we continue to hear about this haze. I hadn't even heard about it, but we have sun, but you may see haze. So these Canadian quote, wildfires continue to cause us a haze that sits in over the St. Louis metropolitan area, which affects the sun. That's what that is about. I've had some people ask me, or like, oh, you were talking about that. We brought it up last week, like on Monday or Tuesday, but literally it's affecting our summer. It's like, dear God, we just got rid of the rain. We want sun. Now we have Canadian wildfire haze sitting in over St. Louis. Yep, that's what we're being told. So if you're wondering, that's kind of what's happening. Now we're supposed to stay dry for the next 4 or 5 days. Hopefully we'll see how that all works out. Temperatures in the mid 80s, but then again, it should be or feel more like summer. I mean, it is June 9th, for heaven's sake. It should be summer. We are into summer. And of course, as we talked about last week too, it seems like summer can also get extended out now, no doubt through September, and in some cases into October now. So it is what it is. This is Arch City Now. You can stream us on X at Arch City Now and on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also catch us at Lou Info on YouTube as well. Check in there. Join our conversations there as well. You can let us know what's happening from the chat line. Damn Canadians. Yeah, I hear you. You can jump in on the chat line, talk with us, talk with others. Let us know what's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. If there's stories that are happening, what we can bring light to, what we can talk about here. That's what this whole outfit, this operation is about. That's why we do what we do and keep everything as positive as possible, focusing on the good. But sometimes there's the not so good that we'll talk about as well. And we give you the news headlines, all of those things that are happening. We'll have live interviews on this show. We'll do weather as well as we get you started out the door, whether you drink coffee, whether you do something else. And of course, we appreciate you jumping in and listening. Okay. By the way, Facebook and TikTok are coming as well. We'll be streaming there. It just takes some time. Streaming all over the place. If you have those story ideas, please let us know as well. You can also give us a call. We always talk about that as well. We have that phone number up. You can also video link in. If you want to see your pretty mug on camera, we'll video link you in. We have the phone number. It is the phone number 855. I think I had that last week. I should know that. We're so new. 855
282 8255.
282 8255. 855 282 8255. Some people just jump in. We have a lot of people that come in this last hour. We'll do it quickly. Cardinals lost yesterday to the Dodgers, but they did win 2 of 3. They're 4 games back of the Cubs. They start a new series tonight with the Toronto Blue Jays. 6:45 first pitch. Battlehawks lost yesterday 36-18. Second straight year they've lost in the round of 4. Congrats on a good season, but just sad that we couldn't make it to the championships, which, by the way, will be played next week in St. Louis at the Dome. DC wins that game. St. Louis City fell 2-1. Having a problem scoring goals. They fall to 3-9-5 on the season. The Bommarito 500, Bommarito Automotive Group 500 coming to the Worldwide Technology Raceway. That's next weekend. We'll be promoting that. Get your tickets for an event. Hopefully it'll stay dry as they try to get some good racing in. Shout out to several local high school teams as well. Soccer girls winning state championships, Coriezu, Clayton, and then on the Illinois side, O'Fallon and Columbia. Congrats to them winning their titles that they got done over there. Also, NBA Finals last night. OKC won 123-107 over Indiana. Games 3 and 4 now going back to Indiana. NHL Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Game 3. St. Louis and Matthew Tkachuk and his Florida Panthers hosting Edmonton. That at 7 o'clock. Still weird to see the NHL Finals on TNT. I know I said that last week, but it's just weird to me. Weird when I see those things that are going on. We talked about the Urban League helping out with St. Louis tornado relief over the weekend. 3rd time I think they've done that. Today there's an event at Chaffetz Arena that the Missouri Attorney General has representatives from their office there to help people when it comes to aid, when it comes to staying away from scams, relying on reliable contractors, how to deal with your insurance appropriately, and how to get other help. And if you need a ride, you can Uber or you can call 211. They'll Uber you there for free and back to make sure that you're getting everything that you can. We got updates over the weekend in regards to how money is going to be spent. $100 million from the state, which was voted on by state senators last week, going to the city of St. Louis. And of course, the $30 million that was taken from the roughly $272 million that we had from the Rams leaving money as a part of the lawsuit that was filed. So that $130 million is going to be spent rebuilding structures, cleaning up, making sure that people do not go homeless because they can't live in their homes. Whether you agree or disagree, that's what's happening in that neck of the woods. No federal money coming yet, but that'll be coming in as well because those areas are still absolutely devastated weeks after the May 16th tornado. And then there's an event coming up as well. This scheduled. I believe it'll be next week, or it's this weekend. It's in Build Back the Block. This event we were told about happening in Del Mar. 6, 7, 8 people jumping in to try to help with this, including Steve's Donuts. You see a lot of the advertisers who are jumping all over that and who are trying to build and make sure that people are happy that this is going on. June 17th at 5 p.m. once again in the Del Mar area. Build Back the Block, June 17th at 5 p.m. Just trying to, it's a tornado relief concert.
Yep.
Do you know more about this and what's going on with that, Projo?
There's live music from the Funky Butt Brass Band.
Have you ever heard of them?
I've heard of them. I've never actually heard them.
Local band?
Yes.
I just hadn't heard of them.
Yeah. And I hear a lot of good things. Plus members of the Urge and DJ Bill Roeder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there you go.
June 17th, 5 p.m. Build Back.
Do we know exactly where? I'm
Um,
looking, trying to see if we knew exactly where that was all going on.
That is a good question.
But that is going on, just to let people know what's happening.
I will find that out.
All right. We appreciate it. Let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. That's what it's about. We're here for you. This is a sounding board. This is your platform. This is your station. And as we say, this is your show. We do what you guys want to talk about, getting the names out there on what's happening.
Okay, it's at Steve's Dogs, Steve's Hot Dogs,
Steve's Hot Dogs,
and the Fountain on Del Mar. 5242 Del Mar Boulevard.
All right, fantastic. That's good. If you guys have story ideas too, or advertising questions, you can email us archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, that's archcitynow@gmail.com. Let us know. You can jump in on our chat line as well. That's done through YouTube, Arch City Now, and Lou Info on YouTube. Talk with us, and then you can talk with each other. And of course, make St. Louis as great as it can possibly be. We've also got other updates and news that we've talked about from this week. You've got the Chesterfield contractor we talked about earlier, Building Block being allowed to place liens on homes in the Chesterfield area, which is bizarre because they say McBride Homes has not paid them. A judge agreed and allowed them to do that. An Illinois bar on Bar Rescue, June season 9. Bar Rescue, John Taffer. The Airliner Bar and Grill out of East Alton will be focused on, and by the way, their owner says nothing was staged. It was all natural. So we'll take him at his word. We gave a shout out earlier to Joe Fossey, Sausage and Sandwich Factory. He was stabbed in the neck by a guy. They had a maintenance crew there working. Some guy came and stabbed him right in his neck. He's still in the ICU trying to recover. So they're down in the Hill area. Been there for a long, long time. Just you never know what's happening. Just always try to keep your head in a swivel. It's sad, but it's true. It is what it is. St. Louis City Police had to stop 40 to 50 cars by spiking them because of stunt driving. It's still going on in the freaking city. I don't know. People think it's really cool to do. There's got to be places to do that, right? There's got to be parking lots somewhere without structures and people. Go to an open freaking. Would it work if you just had like a massive like concrete slab that was like 5 miles by 5 miles and just.
They usually do this down in Soulard. They usually use the big
by
parking lots down there, and they just spread out from there into the city now.
Everybody's always trying to push the limits, push the boundaries, push. No need for it. Just no need for it. What else did we have coming up? We were trying to talk about just guys. And of course, we talked about the Bomberito 500 and a guy who punched another guy might end up spending most of the rest of his life in bars. Punched a guy, disagreement. And the guy hits the ground with his head first, goes to the hospital. He dies. He passes away. So guess what? Charges go back on that guy. You think it's fine. You get into a fight, you punch somebody, and then they hit the ground. And they pass away, and then guess what? It falls back on you. Your life is over, their life is over, and there's no need for it. I know we get that anger. You just can't freaking go and deal that. There's no freaking reason for it.
There's always a price to pay with violence.
Isn't there?
Yep.
There's just no need for it. And of course, we just want to know what's happening in your neck of the woods. If there's events coming up, let us know. Keep us posted. I just, if you're going out on the town, if you see things, let us know, jump into the show. Let other people know what we're doing here. Also, this network has several shows, and we cover all the niches of St. Louis. If you have ideas, keep us posted. Let us know. It doesn't mean we're doing everything perfect. Doesn't mean we've covered every show. But we'd love to hear from you guys. And you can do that, and we'll get those stories out and about to people. But coming up on the show every Monday through Friday, following Arch City Now from 6 to 8, you've got Hot Take Central 2.0, Jim Hayes, Cam Jansen. They'll take you to 10 o'clock. And on Mondays, I join Grant Salzman for our Mizzou show, the MIZZOU show, all things Mizzou. It goes fast. Over the weekend, a judge ruled that colleges, universities can now pay all of their sports athletes themselves. It's about $20.5 million, 20.5 per year. It's a salary cap. We'll break into that. We've got NIL director from Mizzou. We've got another attorney who represents Mizzou from that standpoint. Just another big show today. Love it. All things Mizzou. We will get into that. That takes you to 11 o'clock. And then, of course, you can watch and tune in to luinfo.com for the rest of what's happening on the network today from that standpoint. Okay, try to enjoy the weather today. It's supposed to be nice. We appreciate that. We do appreciate you guys jumping in to our chat line, giving us information, talking with us, talking back, because we do try to focus on that. We do try to make sure that everybody sees what's happening. And if you have ideas on how our show can be better, we love it. Just bring it back up. Greg says, I guess you won't wish back up Jane a happy birthday. I don't know what best friend for 50 years. Is he giving a shout out happy birthday to his wife?
No, Jane is his second wife or something. Like that. It's not actually a wife. It's I forget what he calls her. I'm sorry.
And then I wonder if the sunspots are causing weather issues. It's at solar maximum. Okay. We see where you guys are going with all of that at Arch City Now. Events happening around town. Not a lot that we know about for today on a Monday. You do have the Cardinals tonight downtown, Toronto Blue Jays in town. One of those teams that's not around a lot. Might be interesting. They have some good ball players, some good young ball players from a sports standpoint. And let's see here, making sure I've covered everything. Oh, you know what? I did see this. This was brought to my attention to check this out. And it isn't a business, and we're not trying to promote a business. I just didn't see these in Missouri. Treehouse rentals. Have you ever seen this, Projo?
I have not. Sounds interesting.
Look at these things. Literally, you can rent tree houses. They should be advertising with us. I just thought it was really cool that this was brought to my attention, that they have these in Missouri. And I appreciate you. It looks like they have plumbing.
I mean, that's like Airbnb on crack.
It is, isn't it? The barn-dominiums. We start with the barn-dominiums.
Yeah.
We need more barn-dominiums throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Out west. I wonder if that's what they were doing out in Wright City, with so many people were moving there. But I appreciate you popping that up, Joe. It's really cool.
That jacuzzi.
Yeah. That is really cool. You want to really get earthy, natural, in the middle of boulders. Yeah, you got it there. Okay, guys, we appreciate you joining us today. For Projo, I am Vic Faust. Arch City Now on X and YouTube. We are the Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. Thank you so much for making the show what it is. That does it for Monday. We'll be back with more tomorrow. Arch City Now from 6 to 8 a.m. Have a great Monday. Hot Take Central 2.0 up next with Jim Hayes and Cam Jansen.
Unfiltered conversations, real people, real stories, real